Hello, superhero fans, comic geeks, and everyone else. I am Megan from Vigilante Vibes, and I am here to give you another character breakdown. But this time, I am going to be focusing on Hellion. Really quick, if you are into these character breakdowns, be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss any more because I have so many. And right now, I am putting all my focus on to mutants. The X-Men are my life, and the mutants, they sing to my soul. This one might not, though. Julian Keller, aka Hellion, was created by Nunzio De Filippis and Christina Ware and first appeared in New Mutants Volume 2, Issue 2 in 2003. Hellion is a powerful telekinetic mutant. He started out as a student at the Xavier Institute where he led the Hellion squad and was one of Emma Frost's top students. He actually originally was an advisee of North Star, but his constant punishments caused him to switch advisors to Emma Frost, who saw in him great potential for heroism and as well as frightening deposition for personal gain and villainy, which we all love. After joining the new X-Men, he fought in a ton of battles for mutant kind. During the Second Coming storyline, he lost both of his hands in the fight to protect San Francisco. These days, he's taken on the name the Krakoan and has become a hardcore pro-mutant activist. Some might even call him an extremist. Some might. Some should call him an extremist. That's the short version. If you stick around, I can give you a much longer version because he's an interesting character. So, diving right in, Julian Keller was born in Los Angeles to super rich parents, William and Elizabeth Keller, and grew up living the spoiled life. On his 12th birthday, his parents dropped $10,000 on gifts, and that's when his mutant telekinetic powers first kicked in. Hoping he'd learn to suppress his abilities and blend in with humans, they sent him to the Xavier Institute. But Julian had other plans. He fully embraced being a mutant and trained hard to master his powers with help from Professor X and the X-Men. Hellion is a crazy, powerful telekinetic who can move objects with his mind and potentially even mess with the matter at the molecular level. He can fly, throw out force blasts, and create protective shields. At one point, Emma Frost temporarily unlocked the full potential in his brain, and Julian was able to fly at superhuman speed across a huge distance, but it wiped him out so badly that he had to sleep for days to recover. After losing both of his hands in a brutal fight with a Nimrod Sentinel, Julian had a hard time adjusting. But after a reality shift caused by Legion, David Haller, if you want to see that character breakdown, just look in my channel. He started showing impressive control over his powers and using them to move and control a pair of artificial hands, though where they came from is still a mystery. Over the years, Hellion has fought against some major threats alongside his Hellion squad, like William Stryker's anti-mutant purifiers, more Nimrod sentinels, even surviving an infection from a version of the legacy virus thanks to Leper, Queen, and Bastion. Back at Xavier Institute, Julian's cocky attitude and rule-breaking didn't exactly win him a lot of friends early on. He clashed hard with students like Prodigy and constantly butted heads with his advisor, North Star. But despite all that, his natural charisma made him the center of a close-knit group of friends, including Rockslide, Tag, and Mercury. Julian joined the Hellion's training squad and had an ongoing rivalry with the New Mutant squad. He also had a short-lived romance with Sophia Mentega, who's Wind Dancer, one of the New Mutants' co-leaders. After Emma Frost disbanded the squads, she formed a new X-Men in training team. Julian made the cut, though not as team leader, which definitely bruised his ego. Julian Keller, aka Hellion, had quite a bit of a rocky start in the Xavier Institute. Despite some concerns about his temper and attitude, he switched mentors to Emma Frost, who saw something in him, and his close friends followed. When the student body was split into training squads, he was made leader of the Hellions, while Sophia led the rival New Mutants. The rivalry got very intense very quickly, especially during their first competitive games. Hellion squad won, but he kept flirting with Sophia the entire time. Things got messier when Kevin Ford, who is Wither, was arrested for accidentally killing his father. Julian thought it was unfair and tried to bust him out, with most of the Hellions backing him up, until the new mutants stopped them. Wither was eventually cleared, and tensions cooled a bit after both squads helped a ghost student find peace. Wind Dancer turned down Julian for the school dance, so he brought the Stepford Cuckoos instead. But he and Sophia did share a dance, and he invited her to spend the summer in California with the Hellions. She declined, but not before kissing him goodbye. The Hellions won the big year-end training competition, and Julian was named most likely to be an X-Man. But his summer trip took a turn. Airport drama led him to call his family's lawyer, and that embarrassed his parents so much that they disinherited him. Digging into their secrets, Julian found out about a shady deal with the Kingmaker, who granted the Hellions favors in exchange for future debts. For Julian, that meant hero fame, until they were told to steal a bioweapon for Doc Ock. The team refused and turned against Kingmaker, who retaliated by trashing Julian's reputation. After M-Day, when most mutants lost their powers, Wind Dancer was one of them, and that hit Julian very hard. Laura Kinney, X-23, aka Wolverine, showed up and was clearly into him, but he kept pushing her away. Emma Frost broke up the squads and made the students fight in a battle royale to see who would be trained as an X-Men. Hellion made the cut, but not as leader. Things got worse when the Purifiers attacked, killing 45 students, including Julian's best friend Tag. Wind Dancer also left without saying goodbye, which left Julian feeling even more alone. Julian later teamed up with Laura to save Mercury from her old facility captors, and despite some tension, they started growing closer. He even forced her to show mercy to her enemies. When Limbo's demonic ruler Belasco kidnapped students and X-Men, Julian went to Germany to look for help and ended up confiding in Dust about how lost he felt since M-Day. During a mission to protect the first post-M-Day mutant baby, Lady Deathstrike nearly killed him. He survived thanks to Beast and Prodigy, but woke up to find the school closed, the X-Men gone, and his parents moved without a word. Feeling abandoned, he briefly tried to join Magneto, but Magneto saw right through him and turned him down. Julian relocated to San Francisco when the X-Men offered sanctuary there, though it's unclear if he kept up with his studies. He was later kidnapped and infected with a version of the legacy virus by the Leper Queen, but Elixir cured him just in time. Julian saved the day by redirecting a massive energy blast from Surge during the chaos. As tensions around Proposition X rose, Julian got more radical, leading protests and even starting riots. He and other mutants were arrested by Norman Osborn's mutant police force, but freed after Osborn's defeat. Julian helped defend San Francisco from a Nimrod Sentinel attack, but it cost him. He lost both his hands. That loss made Julian even more angry and isolated. When the X-Men gave him cyberkinetic hands, he rejected them, furious that they couldn't just regrow his real ones. He was sent to help rebuild the city, where he displayed subtle and advanced use of his powers, phasing Sentinel blasts through people to keep them safe. But when Omega Sentinel's programming took over and she attacked, Hellion almost killed her out of rage, leaving her in a brain-dead state. Cyclops put him on probation for the excessive force, threatening expulsion. Hellion did not care. He stayed away and insisted he didn't need the X-Men. After a reality shift triggered by one of Legion's personalities, Julian returned with his telekinetic control back in full, and he now had new mechanical hands that he could move with pinpoint accuracy. When the X-Men split during Schism, he sided with Wolverine and joined the Jean Grey School. There, he briefly reconnected with X-23, but after a mission where he kissed her and she rejected him, he accused her of being emotionally cold, which didn't exactly help things. At school, Julian became part of the special class, alongside other oddball mutants like Rockslide, No Girl, Eye Boy, and Shark Girl, who he eventually started dating. During the Terrigen Mist crisis, when the inhuman cloud was poisoning mutants, he got infected with Mpox. Not able to find the X-Men, he went to New Adelan and nearly caused major destruction when he lost control of his powers. Synapse disabled his powers temporarily, and Julian apologized. He hadn't meant to hurt anyone. He recovered in New Adelan and worked off his debt by volunteering. When Krakoa was founded as the mutant nation, Hellion became a citizen, reunited with the Hellion squad. While he's mellowed out a bit, he's still a hot-head at heart, just with better aim. But now that Krakoa is done, he is out, causing chaos as usual, and Miss Marvel is the one that has had to deal with it. That was in the new NYX that was discontinued at issue 10. It was still a good one, though. A good run. So, like always, I have some comics that I think you should check out so you could get to know Hellion even more. And if I missed any, please let me know in the comments, because I haven't read all of Marvel comics. These are the ones I read that I think you should check out. So, New Mutants Volume 2, number 10. New X-Men Volume 2. New Mutants Volume 2. X-Men Legacy number 242. Uncanny Avengers Volume 3, number 6. And Spider-Man and the X-Men number 6. So, with that being said, please be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss anything else that I release. I hope you enjoyed this character breakdown, and have a marvelous day.